Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections here for Saturday, February 1st. Before we get into today's play, a quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a nice winner with the Nets minus 5.5, which was available on FanDuel at minus 110. Worked out really well. Nets ended up blowing the game open in the first half. Third quarter, they kind of fell apart. For some reason, the Nets insist on giving Wilson Chandler about 20 minutes a game, and he's one of the most useless players in the entire league. But either or, fourth quarter came around, Kyrie took over, and we were able to pick up a nice win as the Nets ended up winning handily by 15 points. Kyrie was ridiculous if you didn't look at the stat line. I believe he had 54 points. He went 19 of 23 from the floor, and he was just completely dialed in. Chicago had no answers, and the Nets were able to pick up a nice, easy cover. So, with that being said, we're actually going to be doing something a bit different here on Saturday since there's so many games on the card. We're actually going to be talking about two plays of the day here. We're going to be starting out in no particular order with college basketball. We're going to be talking about a matchup between Gonzaga and San Francisco, and we like Gonzaga minus 10, which is available on DraftKings at minus 110, and that will be the play of the day. Now, the main reasons why the spread is so low is because of the fact that Tilly, Gonzaga's big man, is actually injured. He suffered an ankle injury in the last game against Santa Clara. He's currently questionable for this game, but pretty much it has been announced that even if he does play, he will be limited for the next couple of weeks, and that has some people concerned. Now, Tilly's been really solid this season as he is averaging 12.6 points per game. However, he's only played in 17 games out of the 23, so he already has had some injury issues pretty much throughout his entire career, and I really just don't think it will make as big of an impact as people think it will. It'll definitely impact Gonzaga's chances of winning a championship, but to beat San Francisco, I think they should be able to win this game by at least 11 points. I know that San Francisco is a very solid team in the WCC, but as I mentioned before, you have Gonzaga at the top of the mountain, and everybody else is just far beneath. I mean, Gonzaga is the best team in the conference by far every single year. They win every single game by double digits, and I don't think that losing Tilly will cause this game to be extremely close. San Francisco does have some size, but Gonzaga just is a better overall team, and they're actually the better rebounding team. I'll go into some stats in a second, but just to cover the depth chart right now, with Tilly out, you still have Petrusev, who is 6'10", 6'11", who's averaging roughly 17 points per game and 8 rebounds per game. You also have Drew Timme, who is also roughly 6'11", who's averaging about 9 and 6. You will probably see some more minutes for Anton Watson and Pavel Zakharov. Zakharov is only averaging about 5 minutes a game, but he's also 6'11". So Gonzaga has a lot of options for length in the interior, and I think that even if Tilly does possess some solid three-point shooting, I think you should be able to replace his size and length, as Gonzaga should still continue to be able to dominate on the boards, and I think that will lead to a nice, easy victory in this game. Now, of course, this game will be San Francisco's Super Bowl for the season because of the fact that every team pretty much hones in on trying to beat Gonzaga, but it's a lot easier said than done, and I think Gonzaga should be able to get the job done. Gonzaga, if you've looked at the actual numbers here, they're averaging roughly 5 more rebounds per game, they're averaging roughly 11 more points per game, and they're giving up 3 fewer points per game. So I think San Francisco is just simply outmatched. Gonzaga's won 14 straight, and I just think that San Francisco is going to, I don't want to say get demolished, but I don't think it'll be close. Maybe for the first half, but Gonzaga I just think has too much talent. And if you've actually looked at the numbers for Gonzaga, let me actually just look at this really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, Gonzaga's won 10 of their last 11 games by double digits, and I just think that they're too much to handle. So first play of the day will be on Gonzaga minus 10, which is available on DraftKings at minus 110. Line's already gone up to 10.5 and even 11 in some spots, but DraftKings still has 10, so I'll take the extra half point to the bank, and that will be the first play of the day. Now, the second play of the day is going to be a player prop in the NBA, and will be on a matchup between the Brooklyn Nets and the Washington Wizards. Now, I know that we gave out a play on the Nets yesterday and that did cash, but we actually I don't really like the spot here for the Nets. Nets open up as a 1-point favorite, currently bet down to a 1-point underdog. Main reason why is because Brooklyn's playing the second night of a back-to-back, and Washington had the day off yesterday, so they are well rested. The total in this game has gone from 239 to 242, so people are expecting this game to turn into a track meet. And yet Bradley Beal's points are only at 30.5 at minus 106 on FanDuel, and I think that that is an absolute gift, and for that reason, that will be the play of the day. So the main reasons why I like Beal points over 30.5 here. I mentioned a couple of videos ago with my Damian Lillard prop how he's been on a roll and nobody pretty much noticed. And Lillard once again had, I believe it was 46, 10, and 9. Or he went off yesterday against the Lakers, and now people are realizing how good of a run he's actually been on. People haven't talked about Bradley Beal, though, who's pretty much going through. It's a little bit worse than what Lillard's run has been, but it's still definitely elite. Beal has scored at least 34 points in each of his last 5 games. And I think 30.5 is definitely an issue considering the fact that the total is going to be in the 240s. I think if Washington's projected to win this game by scoring roughly 120-something points, I think that Beal will definitely need to score at least 30 in this game. And I think he should be able to get over the total. If you've looked at the Nets lineup, even though they gave up 115 points yesterday to the Bulls, the lineup for the Nets does not really have any good defensive stoppers. You have Jared Allen in the paint who can block shots. But other than that, though, you have Kyrie, who's not a great defender. Garrett Temple, who's not a great defender. Joe Harris, who's not a good defender. You have Taurean Prince, who's not a good defender. And they have to guard Bradley Beal, who's still pissed off that he was snubbed from the All-Star team. I think Beal should have a very good game. He's averaging 28.7 points per game. First meeting against the Nets so far this season. But based on what he's done lately, I'm not stepping in his way. I think Beal should go for at least 33 points in this game, potentially more, especially if the Nets end up suffering from fatigue in the second half. I think that Beal should be able to capitalize on a tired Brooklyn defense in the second half. But overall, I think Beal should be able to score around 33, anywhere to 40 points. I think he's going to have a solid game. But overall, the plays of the day, once again, will be on Gonzaga, -10, which is available on DraftKings at -110, and Bradley Beal over 30.5 points, which is available on FanDuel at -106, and those will be the 2 plays of the day. Now, talking about the leans on today's card, we'll start out with the NBA. Lean to, what do I like here? I'm going to lean to the Lakers here, -6 against the Kings. I know that the Lakers lost yesterday to Portland, as I alluded to before, with Damian Lillard absolutely just going off. Sacramento did screw us in the last game against the Clippers, but I think the Lakers will be very motivated to put in a good performance after getting embarrassed at home yesterday. So for me, I'll lean to the Lakers. I think they should win that game by double digits. Other than that, I'm going to lean to Miami, -2 here. I know Miami's been a lot better at home than they have been on the road, but I still just think Miami's a significantly better team than Orlando. Miami has the size to handle Vucevic on the interior, and they also have the depth that can create some issues for Orlando matchup-wise. This game will be close, as it normally is between these two teams, but I'll lean to Miami -2, and I think they should be able to win this game by around 5, so lean to the Heat on that one. Other than that, lean to the Hawks +5.5 here against Dallas. Simply put, terrible spot for Dallas. Dallas is on the second night of a back-to-back after losing a very tough game to the Rockets, and they're also going to be missing Doncic for the next week or so. At the same point, Atlanta's coming off a nice win against Philly. They have been terrible on the road this season, but I just think matchup-wise, Dallas is going to be tired, and they're without their best player. So I think Trae Young should play well. I expect Porzingis to play well. But I also expect John Collins to play well, so I think those are pretty much a wash. But I do think that Trae Young is going to torch whoever's guarding him. So for me, I think this game will be close, but I'll lean to the Hawks plus the points here. I think they have a shot at winning it as an underdog, so lean to the Hawks plus the points in that one. Now for college basketball, a couple of games to look at really quickly. It might seem like a trap, but I'll lean to Louisville -3.5 here. I mean, North Carolina State lost at home to North Carolina without Cole Anthony. That's not exactly reassuring. Louisville has struggled to cover spreads on the road, but they're still the significantly better team. They have the size in the interior that should dominate the rebounding edge, and I think Louisville will win this game, I'd say by at least 6, so lean to Louisville on that one. Other than that, what else do I like? I'm going to pass on Baylor. I think Baylor will win, but I don't like the 11.5 for a total of 124. I think it's a bit too low. I wouldn't be surprised to see Baylor run away with that one, but I'm going to pass on that. An interesting matchup, though, between Rutgers and Michigan. Michigan went from pick'em to -1.5, which is interesting because an unranked team is favored over a ranked team. However, this is not going to be in Michigan. It actually will be on a neutral site, so I find this line especially peculiar, considering the fact that this game will be taking place in Madison Square Garden, and Rutgers should have a pretty solid home court advantage in MSG. So I'm a little bit concerned by that. However, I do know that Michigan will be getting its starting point guard back. who missed the last game against Nebraska, and he will look to potentially lead Michigan to a solid win. He's the floor general, leads the team in assists. I think that he should make an impact with him back in the lineup. Plus, Michigan pretty much needs to win this game if it plans on keeping in and staying in the thick of the hunt for March Madness, as their team has kind of started to implode in the middle of conference play. So this is a very important game for Michigan. I think they'll get the job done, but that game should be pretty close. Other than that, though, don't really have any other thoughts for today's card. So the plays of the day, once again, will be on Gonzaga -10, which is available on DraftKings at -110, and Bradley Beal over 30.5 points, which is available on FanDuel -106. Other than that, though, that's good for the installment of Scott Selections here for February 1st, and good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.